They say never buy health products from a gas station, but I did for my dog Lola. I bought her some CBD oil. It was $59.99 and was sitting next to vapes and energy drinks. I know, that probably sounds a little irresponsible and, well, kinda crazy, but I wasn't trying to do a shady deal at a gas station. You got the stuff? I wasn't trying to get Lola high or sick. I did it to prove a point. Unsafe pet products are everywhere these days. Everyone and their mother are selling them. I wanted to take a gas station product as an example of a larger issue. Pet health products aren't always properly regulated, and many pet owners are misled as they try to help their canine companions. It's not unreasonable to think someone could find out about CBD for dogs online, then run to a gas station and see a bottle of CBD oil and think, perfect, I'll try this for my pet. I heard it was safe. CBD is a great example of this issue. While CBD for dogs has research behind it and it can be very effective at supporting pets with a variety of health issues, it's not as easy as you'd think to find a safe product. And here's the truth, very few pet health brands actually self-regulate. Even trusted pet stores, even Amazon, carry products that are junk and potentially dangerous. And platforms like Facebook and Instagram will run ads for just about any brand with a budget. So by the end of this video, through me and Lola's little run-in with Backyard CBD, you'll know exactly how to spot a high-quality, safe product for your dog, whether it's CBD or some other health product entirely. Plus, I compiled a simple 8-step checklist to make it simple. This is something I put together after years of running Lolahemp and talking to countless pet parents who've been burned. So stick around because this checklist will make sure you don't end up giving your dog snake oil, or worse, something toxic. So let's dive in and see what happens when you give your dog gas station CBD. Okay, so one of my local gas stations has a funky retail space / smoke shop / everything store, and that's where I found this bottle of CBD. They all looked kind of sketchy to be honest, but I picked one and brought it home. The first thing I noticed, it doesn't say anywhere that it's for pets, which is a huge issue because human CBD and pet CBD are not the same, and Lola prefers products made for pets. If someone were to offer me, you get it. So yeah, Lola wasn't going to be happy with this oil. This oil may also be unsafe for Lola. Here's why. Human CBD is often stronger. It may contain more THC. That's a psychoactive compound in some CBD oils that can actually get your dog high. It can also include additives like xylitol, which is extremely toxic to dogs. And if you don't know about xylitol, do yourself a favor and watch our video on 10 toxic foods for dogs because it's super important. I'll put a link in the description. And this isn't just about CBD. It applies to all health products. You want pet-specific formulas made for their size, metabolism, and tolerance. This brings us to our first point on the checklist: ensure that the product was made specifically for dogs. It seems obvious, but I can't tell you how many times I've talked to customers giving their dogs human-grade supplements, sometimes even without realizing it. We had a customer once giving their dog human-grade melatonin gummies, which happened to contain xylitol. He'd meant well, but didn't realize how dangerous that could be. That's why this first step matters so much. If you're ever considering a human-grade product for your dog, talk to your vet, and at the very least, do your research. Now let's dig deeper into the label. The first thing I always check for is third-party lab testing, and this bottle didn't have any. No QR code, no batch or lot number, no link, not even a mention of a third-party result. That's a huge problem because lab tests do 4 critical things in pet products. 1, they confirm how much of the active ingredients are actually in the product, which matters because a lot of products contain little to none of what's on the label. 2, they ensure the product has consistency. So each batch has the same strength, ingredients, and safety standards. That's especially important if you're giving your dog a product long-term. 3, they test for contaminants, pesticides, heavy metals, solvents, and mycotoxins, stuff that can cause long-term harm, especially in pets. And 4, which is specifically for CBD products, they show the cannabinoid profile. So not just CBD, but other important compounds found in hemp like THC, CBG, and CBC. A little THC helps activate the CBD compound and creates an entourage effect. But too much THC? That's dangerous. No lab test means you're flying blind, and with a product you're putting in your dog's body, that's not a risk worth taking. So that brings us to the second point on the checklist. Make sure a product has lab tests. So how could I still consider giving this to Lola? Stay with me. The second thing I noticed is the product is strawberry flavored, which is fine for humans, but totally unnecessary necessary for dogs. In some cases, these kinds of additives in pet products can be irritating or poisonous. Then there's that classic claim, 100% natural ingredients. Sounds great until you realize natural is unregulated. It's just marketing. There are a ton of other great sounding unregulated terms out there that sketchy companies love to use. Here are a few to look out for. Certified pure, therapeutic grade, vet approved, clinical strength, and chemical free. None of those are legally defined, so without proof, they're just empty buzzwords. Which brings us to our third checklist item. Watch out for over-the-top claims. Take them with a grain of salt and hold companies accountable. The next thing I noticed on this product is that the website listed on the bottle doesn't even work. Nothing comes up when you enter it into a search bar. There's literally not a trace of a real company behind it. And that's the fourth checklist point. Make sure there's a website and phone number available for any product you buy. Having both of these is a great sign that a brand is legitimate. Now for the ingredient list. It includes hemp seed oil, grape seed oil, and coconut oil. That's it. Based on those ingredients, there's no CBD. It's just a few different oils. Now, to be fair, coconut oil has its benefits and hemp seed oil itself isn't useless. It's rich in omega fatty acids, which are beneficial to dogs, but hemp seed oil doesn't contain CBD or offer the benefits that people usually associate with a CBD product. This kind of hemp washing is super common. Brands using hemp buzzwords to make a product seem like CBD when it's not. Full disclosure, even though I knew this was a human product going into it, it really illustrates how easily people can end up with something that looks legit but doesn't actually contain what they think they're buying. So the fifth point on our checklist, check the ingredients. Google anything unfamiliar. Plug them into ChatGPT if that's easier. Do thorough research to make sure you're avoiding known toxins like xylitol or other unsafe additives that could harm your dog. All right, so now you don't even want to know what was actually inside the bottle. I opened it up and the color was off right away. It was this dark, almost reddish amber. Not what you want to see in a quality CBD oil. A good oil should be clear to light golden, depending on the carrier oil. That kind of murky or reddish tone could mean poor filtering, bad storage, or just low-grade extract. Then I gave it a smell. It was pretty mild, which honestly surprised me. But here's something to know. If your CBD smells skunky, chemically, or like paint thinner, that's a red flag. A weird smell usually means there's something in there that shouldn't be. And yeah, I tasted it, and it was sweet. Like very, very, very sweet. Yeah, 3 very sweet. Again, fine for humans, but dogs don't need added sweeteners, especially in something they're supposed to take for wellness. All right, by this point, you're probably like, why did this guy give his Chihuahua this trash product? But bear with me. So that's what sketchy looks like. Now let me show you what a clean, trustworthy CBD oil actually looks like. This is the oil I give Lola. It's from Lolahemp. And yes, it's our brand, because I couldn't find anything on the market I fully trusted, so we made our own. Every batch has a real third-party lab test, and I'll put one on our screen here. You'll see the exact amount of CBD, a small amount of THC, under 0.3%, and other beneficial cannabinoids like CBG and CBC. We also test for pesticides, heavy metals, mycotoxins, and solvents. We don't make any weird claims. There's no miracle oil talk, no cures everything nonsense, just clean quality small batch CBD made specifically for pets. The oil itself, clear. No weird smell, just full spectrum hemp extract with naturally occurring CBD in organic coconut oil. So let's zoom out for a second. Whether it's CBD or any health product you're thinking of giving your dog, how do you know it's actually safe? So I've tested a lot of products over the years, and this is the checklist I use every time. First, make sure it's made specifically for dogs. Check for verified third-party lab tests. Look out for sketchy or misleading label claims. Find a website and a phone number. Look for safe, clearly listed ingredients. And here are the final 3 points. Read the reviews. Look beyond their website. Check Trustpilot, Google, Reddit. See what real customers are saying. Reach out to the brand, call or email them. Ask basic questions. See how they respond. If they ignore you or dodge questions, that's a red flag. And last but not least, always consult your vet, especially if your dog has a health condition or is on medication. All right, now back to this gas station oil. This product clearly failed nearly all of these checklist points. Not made for pets, no lab tests, sketchy claims, mystery ingredients, no online presence, weird color. So what ultimately happened to Lola? Well, after bringing home the bottle, doing my research, and looking at Lola, I just couldn't do it. Too many red flags, too many unknowns, and no good reason to take that kind of risk. But we did end up giving something to Lola that day from our trip. On the way home from the gas station, we swung through Starbucks and got her a puppuccino, and she absolutely loved it. And it reminded me, trust isn't something a label can claim. It's something a brand earns, one honest day at a time. If you want to try pet health products that check all the boxes, third-party lab tested, vet formulated, made in small batches right here in the US with a support team, including myself, ready to answer your call, check out our products at lolahemp.com. I'll drop a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to our channel. We're a small, passionate team of pet lovers, and your support keeps us going, so thank you. And give your dog a belly rub from me and Lola. We'll see you in the next video.